What makes you the best candidate for this role?
I speak right now?
Mhm.
Oh, I would be the best because I'm good with working with others. I have great ideas. I'll hear your opinions. I will tell people their opinions, and yeah, that's it.
Do you think that the things that make me the best person is like Adriana, I'm good with talking to people. I will always take suggestions into consideration, and I will fight for the necessary things needed for proper learning.
I would say I will be a really good option to be voted on because I would plan to make like I will make an inbox so that you guys could tell me what do you feel and how to do it, and I will try to implore this to the principal and other staff and the student government so your ideas could be heard from me.
Thank you, Sam. Marshall, same question. What makes you the best candidate for this role?
I feel like I feel like I could be the best for delegate because I could I'm very good at helping and I'm good with
It's okay, take your time. Tell me one of the things that you would do if you represented the seventh grade. Like, what's one of the changes that you would want to make?
I wanted to get vending machines for the school.
So tell me more about these vending machines, because I know that a lot of students are complaining about the lunches. Why would you want a vending machine in our school?
Because I feel like now the wolf bucks were good and people like getting snacks and saving up. And so basically if they get because people really like these little snacks, and I just feel like it would be better if the kids would have snacks that they would want.
Do you think that it should be junk food or only healthy things or a mix of stuff?
It could be a mix because not everybody likes to eat junk food because there's people that eat junk food but also eat healthy food, but there's also just people that eat both.
Same question. Vending machines. What do you think of the idea and what type of vending machines can the school have if you bring it in? What food options will they have? What might the prices be?
I think that some of the options can be like having like bags of chips and then also maybe like different like selections of like fruits and stuff and like make Cliff bars and granola bars and stuff. And I think that the prices should be like $1 to like maybe $2 or $3. So you're not spending as much money.
Well, I think the vending machines might be a little bit unrealistic just because it's a lot of money. Just like it just really is a lot of money in general, and I'm not sure if it's worth it. And
So follow-up question, Mark. How would you fix the lunch issue that students are having in seventh grade? What ideas would you have if not vending machines? What other options would you provide or would you try to get for the students?
maybe fundraisers, so maybe we can get better school lunch because this school lunch isn't the best. I think we all know that. And yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
So I think I would just let the students vote on what they want because just me deciding for me doesn't seem quite fair. I personally think obviously we all know the school lunch, they're okay. I can just like Mark said, so I think that we could definitely up it. What was the other question again?
The other question is what kind of options would they have and what might the prices be?
Well, I think that we can get better quality ingredients because I don't think those are the best and better ways of making the food. Healthy qualities, I think we could definitely work on, but I think some kids also, just need food because some people just won't eat the actual school lunch. So I think that like we can work on that.
Thank you, Ewan. Same question about the lunch. Jayla Nelson.
I think that the students should be able to choose between a variety of healthy snacks and like, I wouldn't say not healthy, just like Marshall said, a mix. And that'd be good for the students because it's not like one person doesn't like a veggie burger, but then the other person is a vegan. So they'd have multiple things to choose from. So both like the whole lunchroom would be appreciative of it.
Thank you, Jayla. So next question. Some eighth graders have talked about the idea of having off-campus lunch. What do seventh graders think about sending seventh graders outside for the lunch period? Raise your hand to answer. Kiara, you're first. Daphne, you're second. Julietta, you're third. Go. Want me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
The question is, eighth graders have brought up the idea of having eighth grade students go outside for lunch during the lunch period so that they can go to the stores. How do seventh graders feel about that option? Do you think it would work in our school? Why or why not?
Okay, I think it would work on our school, but like the seventh graders, like they need to be like they need like someone to, like an adult to go with them. And because like because like we don't want them to go outside further. And also if we're going to have them eat if we're gonna have them like eat lunch outside, like we should bring them to like we should bring them to like like a restaurant like that like that is like safe, like for example like pizza would be like for example like a pizza place, but like
5, 4, 3. Thank you. Good job, Kiara. Who's the second one? Daphne? Same question. What do you think about the idea of seventh graders going outside for lunch?
I think we should be allowed to go outside and get our own lunch because we can like have the option to like see what we want to eat and like what we want, like instead of choosing like the school lunches. And I think we should go like in groups, not like alone, so like they can have like each other's backs, like in something, like in case something happens.
So for safety?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good job. Who was the third person?
Julietta.
Julietta, same question. Yeah, the question is, the eighth graders have brought up the idea of having off-campus lunch for eighth graders. What do seventh graders think of the idea, and do you think it would solve the problem with the lunch?
I think it will solve the problem for the lunch because the students get to choose what they would like to eat. And if you don't like get to eat like what you want to eat, you won't have like enough energy or like you're not going to be as productive to work and like continue your classes because if your stomach's not full, then like you won't be able to focus in school. So then you'll be like asking for snacks and you'll just like be messing around in class when yes. I think you get to choose your food. That would be like good.
Thank you. Was there a fourth person? Sam, do you want to answer? Sam?
In my opinion, I will say that it will be a pretty good idea because we spend like from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon in like small space in this school, and we spend like around 20 minutes outside, which is not a lot, and we don't get like and we don't get like too much time to stay outside. But also, we also need to make like some kind of like rules if we are like gonna do this, because like there's some people, or there could be some people that could like do like food fights outside, and that could contaminate like outside, and we could not play anymore. So
Thank you, Sam. Next question. Thanks, Ms. Ramon. Next question. Raise your hand to answer. How would you how would you deal with constructive criticism, people not agreeing with your ideas, and how would you react to that? Raise your hand to answer. Kunga, Kiara, Ewan, Ali, and Adriana. Kunga first.
What was the question again?
How would you deal with constructive criticism, people opposing your ideas, and how would you react to that?
Basically, if people like criticize my ideas like in a good way or bad way,
Either way.
like if they do in a good way, like I can help them like with like things, and like if they ask for things ideas, and I could like make I could do my best to like help them.
What if they disagree with what you say?
If they disagree what they say, I mean, it's based on their opinion if they disagree or agree with me. Like, but I will try my best to I'll try my best to like use their ideas and like push it and make it possible.
Thank you, Kunga. Who was the second person? Ewan or Ali?
Okay.
Oliver.
It really depends for me, because if I'm criticized in a good way, then I will try to proceed with that idea and other good ideas that I get from suggestions. But if I'm criticized in a bad way, then it depends if the idea is good for me in my mind, and if some people agree with me and some people don't agree with me. If there's a majority of the vote that people agree with me to keep going on that idea, then I will keep going with it. But if there's the majority of people disagreeing, then I will stop the idea, because if people don't like it, then I don't really feel like there's a need to do it.
Thank you, Ali. Who was the next person?
Ewan.
Ewan.
So the whole reason I'm running is so that the whole student body have a choice in what they say or do. So I think that like if I get bad criticism, I can just take that and maybe infer that into a better idea for the whole school. So then I can think that we can all get our way in just like a forum that we can all deal with.
Thank you, Ewan. And the next person was Kiara. How would you deal with people opposing your ideas or disagreeing with you? How would you react to that?
Me, honestly, if someone disagreed with my idea, I would just be chill with them, because like it's their idea, they have the option to disagree. But then I would like just like you know just like what he said, I would definitely figure out a a new idea for them.
Or
And I would also, but I would also like I would also like ask other people like what why they don't like the idea.
good answer. Kiara was number 5. Adriana, number 5. Thank you, Kiara. Good job.
If someone were to be disagreeing with me, I would hear them out. I would say what they would want to do, and we can work together on it, and we can decide what we can do, like decide on what we want. And if someone was to say it in a bad way, then I would do the same exact thing, but I would just tell them to like calm it down a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Adriana. Kira, how would you tackle the issues of bullying in our school community? Basically, how would you deal with the drama that the seventh grade is experiencing right now?
I can deal with the bullying and the drama by like trying to like hear out if there's like two people opposing each other, hear out both sides, and then not like see which one is worth like being on the side for, but like in a way trying to make both people or like both like sides of the conversation agree with each other so the problem gets less like bigger and resolves.
Thank you, Kira. Julietta, same question. How would you tackle the issue of bullying?
So I would like, so if students like feel uncomfortable with a situation they are like facing with another, if students like are like having trouble with another student and like they're having like problems, like they should probably like resolve it with themselves. But sometimes like if it's like physical bullying, then you should probably like tell the teacher. And even like social bullying, because if they tell you like mean things to do to yourself and stuff like that, I think that's a really big problem. Like, yeah, peer pressure is a really big problem too. And but like I feel like sometimes like problems outside of school can be resolved like also outside of school because sometimes it isn't a really big issue. And but yeah, I think like yeah.
Thank you, Julietta. Kunga, same question. How would you deal with bullying in our school community?
Me personally, like bullying is like not a good idea. Like cyberbullying, all types of bullying, and like so like if I were to handle like a bullying situation, and like I would like just like we could work it out. Like we could just ask what's the problem, like what happened on your side of the situation and what happened to you on his side of the situation, and like usually we could like tackle it and like de-escalate it from the part if it's like it's so like it's not physical, and like if it is physical, like Julietta said, we should tell a teacher because physical is like not cool.
Thank you. Jayla, were you the next person for the bullying?
The way I would deal with bullying is that like since I'm a student and I'm running for delegate, I feel like I understand the students best. So maybe like we could just have a one-on-one talk, like see what's going on and like solve the problem so that both people are satisfied. Like bullying isn't tolerated in the school. So you have many options of people to talk to. You have teachers, you have your advisors, you have counselors, and you have the principal, assistant principals. Like, so great to have many options.
Thank you, Jayla. Mark, same question about the bullying. Did you have an answer? Lisa? How would you keep the school safe? A few weeks ago, we had a scary event happen. What would you do to keep the school safe? Ali, Ewan, Kara, Marshall, Daphne. Mark.
A way I would like to keep the school safe is to try to practice a bit of the drills a bit more because if an actual event happens, then we need to be a bit more prepared because throughout the years that I've been here, there has been a bit of a lack of the drills testing. So I feel like because of the scary situation we had before, I feel like we need to practice these drills and another thing that could be useful could be practicing formation for evacuation because as we know we had a bomb threat a few weeks ago and that was very scary for a lot of people. So that could have been real. That could have been real. Thankfully it wasn't. But I feel like we need to be more prepared for if that can happen again.
Thank you, Ali. Ewan, same question.
I think that the school could do a lot more drills because by the looks of it, like when we were there, we were really like unprepared. But thankfully, like, all the students got together and we worked together. So it shows me that once the whole students actually can work together, I think we're much better like that. So I think we need to work more on that kind of stuff, working in unison, because then it just makes our whole lives easier for the whole school.
Thank you. Who was the next person to answer? Kira? Kira or Kiara?
Kira.
Oh, both of you. So Kira, Kiara, Kira, Marshall, Kiara. Come on. And then Daphne.
I think that some things that we can do to make the school safer is like, especially with like evacuation, like in the case of an emergency, we wouldn't know if it was a drill or not. So we should have treated it more like a drill. And also we kind of have to, we should like also, like when it comes to like problems outside of school with certain kids, try not to bring it into the school, because like with fights and everything, it's just unsafe, and it's not just unsafe for the people involved, but just like the school community. And I feel like if we do that, it'll help resolve the problem.
Thank you. Marshall, then Kiara, then Daphne, then Mark.
I feel like we should do like more drills, because if we do more drills, we could like get better with doing it, because what happened a couple of weeks ago, everybody was just going around, there were people like screaming and getting scared and everything, but I know like we should like do more training, because it's like people always think that every time it's a joke, but once like, or not like once, like maybe a couple times, it could never be a joke, and you need to like actually be prepared for that.
Thank you, Marsh. Kiara, what are some ways that you can keep the student body safe? Or what are some ideas that you have?
So I think we should definitely do more drills, but like we need to have like different strategies, because the person who's throwing the threat went to school. So like we should use different strategies. So we should not only like go to the boys and girls club. We should go to other places to like keep us safe. And also when we're in there, we need to stay quiet, because like the last time we went to the boys and girls club for evacuation, like everyone was talking super loud. I'm sorry about that. I know people aren't gonna like that, but if honestly in a real situation, if everyone is talking loudly, then this person was actually going to throw the threat, then they would hear us and they would know that we're in there. So yeah, they like we need like a better, we need like different strategies to practice with, and we need to stay quiet. And then
Thank you, Kiara. Daphne, and then Mark, and then we're moving on quickly to the next question.
I agree that we should practice more on like working, just in case like another situation happens. And like I think like even though if we're gonna practice, we should like stay quiet, because like in a situation we're gonna all be like screaming or like talking to like our friends, and like the person that would like do like chaos to the school would know that we're in the building, or like we're evacuating the building, and they would know what we are. So
Thank you, Daphne. Mark, same question. The following question has to do with student enrichment and activities. How would you, what change? Let's move to the next question, Mark, okay? How many students want sports teams and more clubs and enrichment activities, including an after-school program? What is your plan to help bring these things to the school?
Well, I think we still need like maybe if you like a fundraiser or something, because we still need some funds for that. And we could vote on the teams that we want, like what type of teams, like if we want like a soccer team, a basketball team, any of those teams, like or a handball team, then yeah.
How would you bring up the idea to leadership?
Well, what do you mean, like?
How would you bring up the idea of adding extra activities when they cost money to the school leaders? So like Ms. McCurchin, Dr. Tracy, the board that controls our money, how would you explain to them that you want these things? What would you say?
Well, I would say that, well, I mean, if
How would you convince them that the school needs it?
well, I think people need to be like more active, and we haven't had like a sports team in like since like 6th grade, and everybody really wants it. And I feel like it's something that the student body would really love to have. And yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Kunga, Julietta, Sam, same question, quickly.
I think that we need a sports team because students should be able to show their talents in like sports, like soccer, basketball, like and like there's gonna be like a basketball team after the break, so like basically be ready for that. And like in soccer, like I think like I said, I don't know who said it, I forgot. We should do a vote on whether we got like a handball team or like we could do a poll, like, which is the most popular, and like that's what I think.
Thank you, Julietta.
I
How would you bring more extra activities to school, especially when we don't have the money for it?
Well, like Mark said, we would start making like more fundraisers and like more fundraisers that everybody would want to like join and like have fun in. And I know that we don't have enough space in the school, so I would probably suggest like we could like the school could borrow like maybe like for example the Boys and Girls Club or something like that to like play like basketball games or soccer teams, stuff like that. And I think every student would enjoy it. So
Thank you, Julietta. Sam? How would you bring extracurricular activities to our school, especially with the lack of funds that we're currently experiencing?
So my ideas are to make like fundraisers that are both fun for kids and parents so they could be satisfied with it. For example, depending on the holiday like Christmas, there could be like a fundraiser like little like tiny gifts to give for Christmas because like parents like don't know what to give, probably like your family like to give what for Christmas, and that could like give you more money for us.
Thank you, Sam. Next and final question. Many students complain about the amount of work that they have to do outside of school hours, like the amount of schoolwork. How would you help talk to leadership and teachers in such a way that would help students have less work or have more manageable work? Sam is number 1, Ewan's number 2, Ollie's number 3, Jayla's number 4, and Marshall's number 5. Who's first? Sam, quickly.
So to be honest, we really get like many different periods to do our homework and to like start some work. The problem is that some students just don't take that work and they use it to like mess around and talk with other people, and that accumulates like more work at the end and they could start complaining. So sometimes you could take like opportunities when you get home to finish your work, but also we could probably like also get like another type of fundraiser to get like a little bit of extra help for students that actually need it.
Ollie?
Something we could do to help students homework wise and work wise is that maybe For the previous question with like clubs and experiences, I believe that we could create like a mini tutoring club, and that every time during Fridays or club time, if whoever is like the leader of the club could help other people out with their homework due to the amount of homework they have, or if it's just another thing they have.
Ewan?
One thing that I think I liked from last year was the fact that like on a certain day you could go to another teacher's room and do a study hall. I think that was a great idea and we should bring that back because like let's say you're great at history, you could be struggling in places like ELA or math. And it might not just because you're like it's like not saying that you're bad at ELA. It's just like saying that you have an overwhelming amount of work. You can maybe go to that teacher and then ask for some help and then you can give them it because people get distracted easily and okay.
Thank you. Who was the other person? Jayla? And then Mark? We're wrapping this up. This is the last question, guys. Those about to ring.
For work problems, like the overload of work, 7th grade is the most important grade so far because high schools look at that, so it's very important for your, like, to know your future. But piling all the work on top of us, like some students don't agree with it. So I know that a lot of kids procrastinate because sometimes I do too. And I feel like the best situation would be either to talk to a counselor to help like manage your work, talk with your parents, or like help the teachers and understand what the students are going through.
Next person? Marshall? Same question. How would you deal with the overload of work? What would you do to
Like
talk to them?
homework?
Homework, classwork, and so on.
Okay, so
What would you say to the teachers and the students?
there is people that let their work pile up. So that is one of the reasons that people could get very, very stressed. So there should also be like what Jayla was saying, if they're like counselors or like your parents, you can like be, or your teachers, they can like motivate you, because some teachers like just normally are like, oh, I'll give you a prize if you do this. But you shouldn't just be working for a prize. You should be working for the better of the rest of your life.
Good job. Who was the, Mark, do you want to do it? Quickly? Same question, final question.
So I honestly think we should just get like a little bit less work in general, because there's some students who like stay up all night just doing work. And I think that's just like not healthy. That's just this is not good. So I think we really just need a little bit less work. But yeah. That's like we have other things to do too, and some people have busy schedules, so maybe just
Thank you, everyone, for those thoughts. That was the final question due to lack of time. Please remind students that voting is open under Advisory Google Classroom from 11 today until 11 tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. They have to go in and vote. Make sure you're following the directions to vote. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.